Yes, folks, hello and welcome back to the Nightmare Cabin. And yes, I know what you're thinking. I'm wearing a cardigan. Yes, I am rocking the cardigan, ladies and gentlemen. I am making cardigans metal. So, today we are doing an album review, and this is the new solo album from Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains. This is Brighten, as in Brighten, as in brighten your day, not a love letter to Brighton, the seaside resort in England. Lovely, beautifully presented album cover there. Everything's 3D as well. It's got like this 3D effect on it, which is a touch. You get a nice little design there. So all the credits of the album and the lyrics of the songs all go round in a circle, so you can sit there going like that all night like a nutter. But that aside, what do we need to speak about? I'll give you a bit of background first. So this is Jerry's first solo album since reforming Alice in Chains. He did the impossible, really, by pulling off, obviously, after the death of Lane Staley. He did his first solo album, Boggy Depot, whilst Alice in Chains was still in limbo. They hadn't officially broken up. And the Alice in Chains, pretty much everyone but Lane was on that album. And Rex Brand from Pantera played bass on a couple of tracks on that as well. He was a bit of a reluctant solo artist. He was quite happy being in a band, but where Alice in Chains were inactive due to Lane's condition, the label kind of got onto him to do an album. Then after Lane's death, he did the what I consider to be his masterpiece, his Degradation Trip. If you can get hold of that, that's such an underrated album, and so many people that are Alice in Chains fans haven't heard that album. And I'd urge you also to go deep and get the double album edition, because it was released as a single album. It was meant to be a double album. The label put it out as a single album. They said it's not going to sell if it's a double album. And then I think a year later it came out as a special edition, and it was like, this is the double album as it was meant to be. The tracks in order is a slightly different track order as well. So yeah, that's how the album was meant to be, and I urge you to get that if you haven't already. So then he did the impossible, as I mentioned earlier. He reformed Alice in Chains with a new singer, and it wasn't crap. It was, Black Gives Way to Blue, I think, is one of Alice in Chains' best albums. They made a really bad situation and made something beautiful with it. The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here was a good follow-up, and I think, oh God, what's the last one called? Something to do with rain. I can't remember. He'll have to come back to me later. But the last Alice in Chains album, that's really good, that I can't remember the name of. But yeah, this is the first. It's been quite a while since he's done a solo album. But yeah, Degradation Tip was 2002. So yeah, it's been bloody ages, nearly 20 years. And I'm just trying to look up the name of the last solo album, because it's playing on my mind now. Bear with me, folks. Rainier Fog. I knew rain had something to do with it. So glad yeah, that was 2018 as well. So yeah, it's been quite a while. Right, we'll get into the review of this now. Quite simply, this is a lovely album. It's a gorgeous album. It's there's a bit of country. He's not gone full country, but there's little country twangs here and there. There's a bit of, there's nice slow mellow songs with little slide guitars. As the opening track, Atone, is probably the one where it's got a bit of a Johnny Cash feel at the beginning, and then the song builds up nicely. Brighten as well the title track is really nice and uplifting. And then you've got like tracks like Prism of Doubt, which is again something you would have got like someone like Ryan Adams doing back in the early 2000s. Again, slidey guitars, it's nice and mellow. It's just an album to put on and just have on in the background. It's just, oh shit, just bang me right there. It's not too like an album like Degradation Trip was really heavy, really dark, and really brooding. This one's a bit more uplifting and a bit mellow. It's still got the Jerry Cantrell. I wouldn't say gloom or anything like that, but a melancholy. He's got a melancholy to him, and it's still very Jerry's. It's his voice, it's his guitar playing, it's his songwriting style. He's got his own unique songwriting thing where he doesn't sound like anyone else now, and only no one sounds like him. You can tell it's Jerry straight away. He's got that Alice in Chains isms in there that he distinctively brings. You've got that still, but it does also. It's just as familiar enough for if you're a fan of him, but it's also different enough to warrant it being a solo album. I couldn't really see any of these songs being on an Alice in Chains album per se, but thinking of it, Dismembered, I think, the second from last track probably could go on there, maybe, who knows, but yeah, I don't think that's really the point. But you've got some nice acoustic numbers in the middle, songs like Black Hearts and Black Hearts and Evil Done, and the Siren song, really nice acoustic numbers. Had to Know and Nobody Breaks You as that sort of nice soft rock, classic sort of grunge feel to it, and Dismembered has quite a dark. That's about as heavy as the album gets, really, and then it closes with Goodbye, which is Elton John cover off of. Let's quickly look up the album that was on. It was off the Madman Across the Water album, 1971. But yeah, it's 40 minutes in total. He got a bit of an all-star cast on this as well. I've just got a track listing up here. The longest track is 6 minutes, but yeah, 3 to 4 minutes is the average track length. Yeah, effortless listen, goes straight by. You've got Greg Puciato, I think that's his name, the guy that was in the Dillinger Escape Plan, and he's in Killer Be Killed. He's doing background vocals. I know he was playing guitar in the video to a tone. You got Duff McKagan on bass, Jill Sharon and Abe LeBurrell Jr. on drums. Abe is you'll recognise is mostly you see him nowadays. He's in Paul McCartney's live band, but if you look him up, the guy's got a CV as long as your arm. He's played on countless albums, and you've got Tyler Bates and Vincent Jones on piano and strings and keyboards and all that good stuff. So yeah, there's strings on there. There's some nice piano-led songs. Again, got a good little country slide guitar on there. Jerry's definitely been listening to a lot of the Beatles, I think it's safe to say, on this. I think that's a big influence on him. And we got, if you take that country feel to it in that dark way, sort of the way the soundtrack to Sons of Anarchy, something like that. So yeah, nice Beatles influence thing with a bit of a country twang, all mixed in that distinctive style that only Jerry can do. And yeah, really, really nice album, real effortless listen. A good soundtrack for these autumn days that we've got now. So yeah, really impressed with this, really happy with it, and a great addition to Jerry's back catalogue, be it solo and Alice in Chains. So yeah, definitely worth checking this out. Definitely give it a go. So thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you all soon. Take care.